G'day, mate, and welcome back to SubX with me, JD. So, where are we up to? Last week, we spent a bunch of time getting this up and running. This is producing a grand total of, in theory, 0.6 module, 0.6 productivity modules per minute, which is slow, but it's better than nothing. On top of that, I started buffering sciences, mainly because we need, well, a crap ton of science for all the SpaceX researchers. Also means that our base is now running at peak performance, which is fine because in theory, well, hang on. You need to be right justified, you're left, left justified, right justified, yeah. Because in theory, we produce all the sciences, and then whatever's left over gets burnt off here, making modules along with SpaceX components. I do need to make sure the batteries keep running at full speed, because I did, between episodes, do a bit of an upgrade around the base, because I got sick of the biters doing damage to lasers, so I just went and upgraded every single one of them, at least the front line of them, to the next level. One thing I just did realize is I don't really need to buff on military science, because we don't actually need military science as part of the next, or part of SpaceX. So military is going to be basically for more laser damage, that sort of stuff. But these buffers I have put in a buffer for each of the sciences. This buffer holds about 10,000 research, which is not a lot, to be honest. Yeah, but this episode, what I actually want to do is I want to play with Train Supply Manager. Train Supply Manager adds supplier stations, requester stations, a little light, which is like lets you set how a requester station works, and a train configuration reader, which I'm not playing with at all. Whoop, science is done. Quick and easy. We're going to go back to Fast and Light B. At the same time, I want to turn on one more lab. Just one. So I'm going to tell it to upgrade, and we'll wait for it to upgrade. Well, we're going to start science off anyway, and I'm also going to upgrade that, because we do have 7,000 science already buffered up, so I'd like to burn it off as fast as possible. So yeah, we're burning modules. We do need to automate, actually, before I wander out of the base. I am going to have to automate. You're going to go there, you've got to go there, you've got to go there, and there, and there. Ooh, done? Done. Okay. That one, 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 that one. That one, that one? Yeah, that'll do us. Cool. So I do need to automate the new train stops. We want output, output, output. I'm going to cap those to a row each. That seems like a lot. We want supplier stations, copy paste. We want requester stations, copy paste. We want lights, which need the normal lights, which need copper cable, which I don't actually put into the network. We're going to cancel that, and I'm going to leave that one active, because I don't mind if I burn off copper cable that accidentally ends up in the network. So yeah, that's the first step. Automate all the train parts, bits and pieces. Now, how Train Supply Manager works. Train Supply Manager works... God, that got dark. Oh, but also the starter base that could has an autosave. The starter base that could finally burnt off... Thank you. Finally burnt off all the starter copper. It's all gone. So this is one of the reasons we're playing with Train Supply Manager this episode, because I need to set up some redundant stations. First things first, I'm going to handcraft them because I'm a horrible person. So as I said, Train Supply Manager basically turns your stations into, well, basically something similar to the logistics network, and it does that a number of ways. First off, it needs power, because the little light does need power. Firstly, we want to read how much iron, because I'm just going to use an iron station first, because that's the easiest one. That's the closest one to me to outpost. I want to read how much iron's in the boxes. So we're going to hook all the boxes together. We're going to hook them up to a power pole. The power pole says 0 on the circuit network because there's obviously nothing in there. Next thing we need is we need a decider combinator, because we're going to have to do some simple maths here and make a decision, which I'm going to put down here. And we're going to link that in. And then because I like running diagnostics on my wire conditions, we're going to run that out. And then we need to work out how much iron each train carries to make sure I have enough room in these boxes to store more iron. So that is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. 5, 10, 15, 20. We store 20,000. I want 2 train loads worth, so I want iron ore 40,000. If iron ore is less than 14,000, output 1 train, please. Yep, output 1 train. Now this is, look, it's all the mod creator calls this empty cargo wagon iron ore. I don't care what it's called. I want to output 1 of those. So we're currently requesting 1 train. All right. Now we're going to hook that into the train. No, we're into the train counter, then the train light. Now the train counter, which I can't click on, will actually output a... It'll output a... one of these. A train on the way if a train has been scheduled to come to this station. So I want to say if this is less than that, activate. So if I need a train... and the train is, no, if the train is greater than trains on the way, light turns on, i.e. call a train to this station. Done. This end is set up. I do need to set what it's going to request, but we're not going to do that until we actually get, we actually get a supply station at the other end to then call to this station. At least that's what we're going to do in my particular use case. Now, I also need to lay out some train tracks. 1 rod of train tracks, 2, stupid forest, can I please walk? Come on, I want to see. I'm worried about leaving these. Because what normally happens is something gets stuck and it doesn't get completed. Okay, another one there. Another one. Nope, wrong there. And then I want one more there. Deconstruct U2, deconstruct U2. Run that train track straight through. And the reason I've come this far down is I want to aim for this iron ore. If I put a T intersection right, I love Mojo's blueprints. The fact that I could just do, nope, this, get the right one that I want and place it down, just makes life so much easier. Okay, so that should come in just underneath that iron patch. We're going to go back to our straight rail. We'll put that there. We'll get rid of all of those. And put the lasers back. And where's that blueprint? Put that there. Put that there. Put that there. It is going to clip the corner of the ore, but that should be fine. Where the hell have all my bots gone? They're just being slow. Okay. Then I'm out of signals. Alright, then we're gonna want a spot to put our train station itself with some chain signals, which I didn't bring on me, but I should have. I did bring chain signals. Chain signal there, normal signal there. I'm not putting another normal signal in because there's one right there. Really? Just kill the... Okay. which we're gonna, I don't know, bring that far up and then loop back down. Off by undo. Off by top. There we go. Loop that in there. Then I'll put a signal there. And why are you not happy? Oh, because the signals don't exist. They're ghost signals. It's fine. You'll be happy eventually. Okay, so we have a train loop, which now means I'm going to grab my outposting train, set it back to outposting, and then also set it to come down here and not leave any, not go anywhere until I've picked up. Cool, so that has our train on its way. Now I need to build a normal train station, which I have. I need to have enough room for my trains to come in here. Now, my trains are a 2-4-1. So that's 2 locomotives, 4 cargo wagons, and 1 artillery wagon. But they're really designed that they can be a 2-6 train. And that's the way I'm sort of aiming everything at this stage. I'm happy with the artillery wagon on the end currently, and a slightly smaller train. But they might end up as 2-6s. They could also end up as 2-8s. Mojo's train blueprints, which I'm using, are designed to work in multiples of 2. And if my train's slightly bigger, it should work. It just means that maybe the intersections are going to be a little bit weird and a little bit wonderful. And before I forget, pick up 2 stacks of those, and that way the bots will get stuff done whenever I want to anywhere need anything. But I want to make sure I have at least room for my train. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So I can actually bring that back slightly. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8. There. Please don't hit my train. Good biters. Okay. So I want to call you Creeper Host Ltd. Okay. Oh, side note, train stations. Train stations. I'm working on, or more exact, somebody else is working on for me, a way to take the current subscriber list and import it for trains or train stations. So currently, like we just saw, I put down train station. It got a random name. The idea is, well, obviously not this episode, but hopefully in a future episode. There we go. Oh, we do have a supplier station. I want one of these as far forward as possible. The idea is in the future, we should be in a situation where when we put down a train station, it should have one of you guys, the subscribers. If you haven't clicked subscribe, now's a good time too. It should have one of your names as the train station. At least that's the idea we're aiming for. So yeah, good time as any to click the subscribe button. So not only do you get a SpaceX spaceship, but you're also going to end up with hopefully a train station or 2. Okay, because we have 2 mining outposts here, I'm actually going to use a 8-8, which is possibly overkill, but I don't think I care. I want to put 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and then we play hookup. So you go in there, you go in there, you go there. And I want to make sure that this train station is something I can blueprint, because I want to spend a little bit of time, well, a little bit of time. I want to spend a fraction of a second on this particular outpost so I can make sure that when it comes to our next outpost, we have preferably a whole train station I can just blueprint down. I'll put that in there. We want that there, that there, that there. We want 2, 3, 4. Cool, just ran out of belt. One of those didn't work. that goes there. Oh, that goes there. Okay. Train, give me half of that. Give me one lot of those. Set you to that. And before I forget, I actually want to cut that because I don't want to start filling up until I'm happy with it. I'm going to throw mini-me's in there. I'm going to pull the rest of the mini-me's out of my trash. We want to put in a large power pole here. I'm going to put in normal power pole there and there. We're going to want a radar. Where the hell are my radars? Really? I don't have room on my bar for radars. I have no idea why I have so many radars in my inventory. Actually, no, I do. Okay, so then they bring these this way to this iron patch, which I forgot to grab a miner. Nope. Yep. Which is going to go right there, it seems. We want 3 of those, 1 of those around the corner. I'm going to set you to iron ore as well. Nope, you're all done. Okay, so that's running, that's running. You're going to output to here, you're all done. We're going to start you filling up at least, which being an 8-to-8 balancer should evenly fill all the chests. And then we're going to want something to keep the neighbors at bay. Yes. So I want substations. I want a substation. Right there works. I want lasers. We want... Basically, I want a solid line. But I can't afford a solid line because we've got like 600 plus missing in the main base. So we're going to do it this way with a laser and a gap. And the main reason I have to worry about a lot of defenses is we have a train that has an artillery wagon on it. So when the train shows up, it's going to say hi to all the neighbors, and we're probably going to get a flooded company. So I need to make sure that these are well defended. There. And then due to the reach on these substations, I only should need to make it this high. No. There to there to there to there. Another substation right about here. Okay, so then we take our lasers and we go copy and we go paste and paste, paste. About that high, I figure. And hopefully this should be enough to deter the neighbors. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to go there, which technically means if the trains are parked, they're outside the laser wall, but the lasers have enough range. It should be fine. Okay, so done. Now our supplier train station. So the idea is we're going to have a train, and we're going to get our train right now. Oh, I didn't rename this. This is going to be Iron Starter Base Drop. So our iron train is going to go to Iron 1. Item count. Iron ore equals 20,000. Yes. And then it's going to go to Rohibada, because I forgot to rename it. And then second edition. Alright, so that's how we set this up. And then we go to this one, I rename it to Iron 1 Supply. So, think of the train as a giant logistics bot. Okay, it needs to go somewhere to get the item. So it's going to come down here and it's going to park in this station and it's going to get the item, being 20,000 iron ore. From there, it's going to go to the supplier station where it's like, hey, I'm full, I'm ready to go. It's not going to go there till I signal things, which means I need to, hang on, 2, 4, 6. Some idiot parked the train in the way. No! Manual. Actually, do I need you anymore? No, I don't. You could be gone. Okay. 2, 4, 6. No. 2, 4, 6, 8 signal. Can I see the signal after this? No, not without hovering my mouse. 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, about there. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I'm not going to fit another one in, but we'll put a signal. Hang on. 2, 4, 6, 8. If I put a signal there, we should be good. Okay. So this train is going to fill up with 20,000 iron ore. And as we can see, it's, well, full, almost full. I have no idea why this one's a little bit slow, but whatever. Oh, because I didn't upgrade those guys. That would do it every time. So then it's going to sit at the supply station. And it's here, it's ready, it's full. Now, I'm not actually calling them yet because I haven't set up the last piece of the puzzle. And the reason I've put in the signals is basically it's like a buffer. I can have down there at that station or at that outpost, I can have 3 trains ready to go. By the same token, if I wanted the trains much closer, I could literally build a little stacker right here and have all the iron trains stacked right here, right beside the starter base, ready to go. So I can have them really, really close to where I want them in the long run. So up here, we have this light. This light, it does not know what it's going to request because I haven't done the components. I want to go that one. We'll go that one. I want to go... So, if we want iron ore, we're going to go iron ore. Iron ore comes from Iron Station 1, save. Now, I need to go in and edit this because I need it to go... I need to set mine to a little bit different. I need to set mine to be iron count to be 0 because I happen to have artillery shells on there as well. I need to modify mine slightly. Normally, this is ready to go. It would normally set to empty or 5 seconds of inactivity. I need to set mine to, like I said, 0 count, being the resource item that I've set, count equals 0, just because I've got artillery shells on mine. Okay, so with that done, I can get rid of the sourcing priorities. That one goes away. Oop. And then here, I set you to iron ore. And that's it, we're done. And as you can see, this has automatically got the next train station set up for it in its queue, and it's going to come here, it's going to unload iron, it's going to go into those chests, which are going to count up. It's still outputting 1 train signal because it's way less than 40,000 still, and which means it's outputting 1 if that is greater than M1. Currently it's M1 because there's 1 train here. It was equal to or greater than M1, so there was 1 train there, so it wasn't requesting another one. Train's just left, which means there's no longer a train here, which means it's automatically requesting another train. Now, if I have an iron outpost here, an iron outpost here, an iron outpost here, and here, and here, and here, and everywhere, I can actually call in several trains, right? I could call 1 from here, and 1 from over here, and 1 from over here, because they were the available trains ready to go. It means I don't need to micromanage how many outposts I have hooked up to one particular smelter, because like this is our starter base. We're really done here. We obviously need this hooked up to our steel, another one hooked up to our iron. We're gonna need another one hooked up to this steel processing, another one hooked up to, well, this one as well, this iron processing over here. So this is gonna have like what, 1, 2, 3, 4. I forgot about these ones. 5, 6. This one's probably going to have 6 iron unloading stations all to itself. Just this. And I can source that iron from where, or that iron ore from whatever outpost is available and ready. This one is going to have another 1, 2, 3, 4. I could probably double up these, and I could probably double up some of these as well. So this one might only have like 4 or 5. This one's going to have another 2 iron ore drop-offs. Actually, I just realized we have another steel down here. So there's another steel. You know, this is going to have several iron ore drop-offs. This is going to have several iron ore drop-offs. And at the moment, I've just got 1 train station. But if we copy that, include the train, create blueprint, out of map view, paste that right there, which does mean I'm going to need some buffer chests. I'm actually going to need a depot out here that lets me just blueprint down trains very quickly, very rapidly on its own little bot network. I don't have any of these on me. Nope. Bop, bop. Cool. You're already set to go. If I delete that, that's perfectly fine. It's going to go to iron ore 1. Meanwhile, the other train has left. It's on its way back up here. It just arrived right there. I want to keep that on screen so we can see it. It will automatically add to this after it's full. And if I add that, we can see the bar go up. And that's one of the reasons I left the empty here. So from map view, if I just click on a train, I can see some sort of indication rather than just equals 20. Equals 20, the bar doesn't move, which I think is a little bit silly because obviously it knows what percentage of 20k it's up to. So it didn't get to full. But it went to iron supply. So it's come to there. And then if we need more iron ore, which I'm guessing we don't. Of course we don't. You ruined my example, didn't you? Okay. Can I can't change that. Alright. But if I set that to 80k to call in 2 trains worth, we can see train has been called. It automatically got added to its queue. Done. So this is very, very powerful because it means rather than, like I said, rather than me having to make sure, okay, you know, this needs 4 trains coming to it all the time. And you know, this one up here, or one of these is going to do iron for plate, one of these is going to do iron for steel and for titanium. And actually there's a whole steel build right here. So yeah, one of these is going to do multiple. So yeah, rather than me having to make sure I got 4 iron trains here and say 6 iron trains here and 7 iron trains here and 12 iron trains over here, I can just set up this and I can set up with smart requests and it's just going to call trains as it needs them. You know, I set it 20, well, I set 40k, which is 2 trains worth. I could take it up to 8 trains worth and say, hey, keep 8 trains of these boxes. Like, I've got some sizable boxes. That's 78k, so that's like 4 trains worth right here. And the boxes are not full. So, yeah, I'm not at all worried. So, that's our quick introduction to Train Supply Manager. I will be doing more videos on, or I will be doing a specialized video, or maybe I have done. If I have done, I'll link to it on the top right-hand corner. But yeah, I will be doing Train Supply Manager videos in the future. Why do you have 0 of 0 bots? That seems like a flaw. Yeah, that seems like a big flaw. Obviously, there's no more bots in my trash slots, but I do remember I have a train down here that has bots. Just throw them all in there. Done. So yeah, I am planning on doing a more detailed video on Train Supply Manager because it's a very, very powerful mod. Like I said, we run it every single month on my community map, and you'd be amazed at what this mod can actually do and just simplify your life, etc. But yeah, with that said, I'm done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I will be keeping outposting mainly off camera because there's going to be an awful lot of it. But yeah, at the moment we're ticking through research, and basically I need to go outposting right now and set up another iron, another copper. Well, actually, iron is as simple as... Actually, let's do that right now. Let's set up an iron right now. This is the other beauty of this system. We can copy all that. We can change you to a... Just craft one because it's way quicker. Set you up. They cannot be called the same thing, but if I copy that and then rename that and we call that number 2, that's perfectly fine. And then if I blueprint all that in with a, what type of combinator? Decider combinator. And all I need to do is set you to iron, and trains are on their way. I betcha. Oh look, there's a train on its way. And this train's going to unload, which I can't see. Hang on. It's at 14, 13, 11. As soon as this train finishes unloading, I really wish I could resize this now. It's not something I ever normally want, but right at the moment, I really wish I could resize this. Let's actually, that says base drop. Bang, it now says base drop 2. This train has been called to here. And it's going to fill up these boxes. So if I wanted 3 iron trains for argument's sake, just copy and paste it back down again. I am going to have to do some maths and work out exactly how many trains I do need, because, yeah, we have a lot of different belts going a lot of different directions. So I'm going to need a good amount of iron drop for just this section. I think that section will do separately, and that section will definitely do separately, and that one will probably also do separately. But yeah, this is where we're up to. This is where we started. This is where we're up to. Next episode, which I might leave the outposting till later. Yeah, I'm probably going to leave the outposting later. I don't know. Next episode, the other thing I want to do is I want to probably start wandering through the base and seeing how fast we can push science, because we're adding 450 red science per minute, and I'm subtracting 400, which means you're buffering still. Yes, you're buffering still. So yeah, I need to yell at science and make it go a little bit faster. But yeah, with that said, I'm out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right, bye.